We're joined now by our ag economist, Dr. John Michael Riley, to take a look at the markets. And last time you were on, we talked about the latest WASDE report. Give us a recap of what that looked like.
Yes, as you may recall, soybeans, no way to put it lightly other than say got a kick in the pants that day. Just a strong report from a production and a carryover standpoint, just large numbers, larger than the market even expected. Sentiment a little bit of a tailspin. They've largely recovered from that and leveled out, but that was the big news of the day. Corn and wheat, for the most part, no big news, no positive strong, negative strong, but they tended to do pretty well coming out of the report, kind of counter of what soybeans were. And actually cotton had a little bit of a bright spot there with regard to lower acres expected and lower carryover, but mostly benefited that day and then just kind of tailed off shortly thereafter.
After the report came out, it's been a couple of weeks. How has the market reacted since to the news that you mentioned?
Well, I'll start with cotton because in all the cloudiness for these four crops, it seems to have a bit of a sunshine. Really benefited last week and has strengthened in terms of overall price. Actually popped above 70 cents a pound, in the last day or two. Really getting back to the prices that we were seeing in early to mid-July. A lot of that has been the U.S. dollar. Cotton is benefits strongly from how the dollar is relative to other currencies, and the dollar has seen some weakness, and that has elevated cotton prices. Another thing to keep in mind with that is recent kind of indications from the Federal Reserve that they may be lowering interest rates. That typically is a positive for the economy. The economy's been, stock markets have been improving. The spillover there is that consumers may have a little bit more, ability to spend, and cotton's going to be one of the bigger ones to benefit from that.
Last time we mentioned soybeans, that was the big news. How are things looking in the bean area?
Kind of alluded to it just a moment ago, but I'll just say, they really fell off, dropped about 40 cents in the day of and the day after. They have largely leveled off, really just kind of evened out since then. If you will look at current prices, maybe a positive of 10 to 20 cents in terms of where they were at from the lows that they reached in the aftermath of that report. For the most part, across Oklahoma, prices are in the mid to upper nines, and that's kind of where we're at with futures right now as well.
We're gearing up for wheat planting. Obviously, it's corn harvest time. How about wheat and corn?
Well, wheat has been under a little bit of pressure, so has corn. It's kind of hard to really pinpoint what's going on. I think it's just more of that dead cat bounce, as the market analysts sometimes say, coming out of that report. They benefited in the day of, kind of run counter of soybeans, since then fallen off. Wheat, a little bit of pressure from overseas markets. Corn, crop tours are happening, and I think it's just that continued expectation that we're going to have such a big corn crop.
All right, well, thanks for keeping an eye on it for us, and we'll see you again soon.